Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Friday Live. My name is Julia Green. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in the northwest corner of Connecticut, over on the East Coast. And I go live on Fridays with what I call Facebook Friday. Sometimes I go live earlier in the afternoon. Sometimes I go live later in the evening. It depends on my lovely work schedule, that 40-hour-a-week job that I have. Would love this to be my full-time job, but I just don't have the customer base and stuff to support that, so I'm still working that 40-hour-a-week job. So how is everybody today? I'm a little cattywampus here today. Let's get us straightened out. Sorry about that. All right, so how is everybody today? Hopefully everybody's good. In Connecticut here, we've been having some crazy spring weather. I mean, crazy. On my ride home this morning, I worked the overnight shift at a assisted living. And this morning on my ride home, there was snow. So, yep, on the 11th of April, there was snow. So, it's just giving us a little tidbit of spring and then kind of scaring us that, you know, winter's not over yet. So today I'm going to show you a really quick fun fold that I like a lot because it helps you utilize both sides of your DSP. Now, DSP is our designer series paper, which for those of you guys that follow me know I love it. Okay. And the first card I'm going to be doing, we're going to be using the Wildflower Birthday Suite that is in the little mini catalog that is getting ready to say goodbye to us pretty soon. So there is some stuff in there that is leaving. There's some stuff that's carrying over, all that fun stuff. There's, you know, the last chance list and all that fun stuff. So what you're going to need for this fun little card, fun little fold is you're going to need a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, okay? And then whatever you like to score with, I like to score with my cutter. Let's pull this out here. I have all my embellishments and everything for my card. So I am going to score this. Let's see if I can get organized. My friend Sandy, hi Sandy, yesterday about being a messy stamper. I really feel like I'm a messy stamper because I always have everything all over the place. But I'm a happy stamper, right? So, all right, so we're going to score this at 1 1/4 on the left-hand side, okay? And then you're going to fold that over. And I'm going to grab my bone folder because I want to make a really nice crease here. Because I want them to lay flat for the end so I can show them to all of you. All right, so there's our folded piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 5.5. Okay, then you're going to need, I have some embellishments here for decorating the card afterwards. These all come in the DSP. There's a whole punch-out sheet in the DSP, and that's what all these are from. Okay, I have a 1 inch by 5.25 inch a piece of DSP. Now that you can have this be matching the other piece of DSP that you want, or you can grab another piece. For this particular one, I grabbed another piece. Now this is how I assemble this card because I think it just makes it a lot easier and simple. So you're going to need a 4 by 5.25 piece of white or a light color because this is going to be the inside of your card. So I am choosing white for this one. I actually think I chose white for most of them. So we're going to put that in here like this, right in the center. So you're going to have that little bit of a 1/8 of an inch all the way around the outside edge. Okay. Now you're going to take that piece of DSP that you like both sides. Look, I love the pink gingham and I love the flowers on the other side. When you cut 2 of these 4 by 5.25, 4 by 5.25, you end up with an 1.25 inch piece left. I cut that in half, and that gives me that 3/4 of an inch piece that I like to throw on the inside of my card. And I'm going to use this side on this one. Okay. This paper is really pretty too. I don't know if you guys can see, but the gold is embossed, which is very pretty. Now you're going to take this piece and you're going to put some adhesive down the edge, but you're going to come down that 1/8 of an inch and go all the way down. And of course, my tape runner runs out of tape right in the middle of doing that. And I knew it was gonna, so I have another one ready right here to put in my tape runner. When I was working on other stuff, I could see that red coming around the corner in there. All right, so we're gonna put a strip all the way down. And we're going to come just to the 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, okay? Now we're going to do that same thing over here. And over here you have this, your white to be your little guide. But this time you're going to do it on the outside edge of this one. So you're going to come all the way down. Whoops, I came down a little too far. Now, if you come down a little too far and you don't want your adhesive to stick out, just take your finger and roll it back. Okay, and you can roll it back up a little bit so that it won't have a little sticky spot there. Okay, now you're going to take this piece and you're going to lay it right over top of that white piece. You're going to hold it down and you're going to bring this guy in and then give him a good burnish. And that is your card base. Okay. So as you can see, we're utilizing both sides of that fun DSP because I like the pink gingham and I like the floral. Okay, now that other little strip of DSP that we had is this one here. And I like both sides of this one as well. But I'm going to use the polka dots. So again, just put some adhesive all the way down. And this is going to go on this little strip here. Now, you could have done a strip of the pink gingham if you wanted to carry over the pink gingham. But I like the polka dots. Now, I grabbed this, because now we're going to decorate. We're just going to decorate the front. I grabbed this from the Nested Essential Dies. I love this shape. It also has a really fun dotted stitched edge, which I really like a lot. So we're just going to lay that. Actually, I came down, but let's stamp that first. Let's stamp our happy birthday on there. So we have birthday. Now this is from the stamp set Birthday Celebrations that goes with this suite. There is also a scrapbooking kit that goes with this suite. So there's birthday. And I decided to use Blueberry Bushel because that's not a color I use a real lot. So, and then I'm going to do happy. Just like that. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Please tell me you're having better weather in California than we are having here. I am kind of done. All right, so I kind of put this 2/3 of the way down, but in the middle. Okay, now we're going to grab our embellishments. Now, like I said, these are all from the die cuts. We're going to put these 3 on the inside and these 3 on the outside. So this is big enough I can just put some adhesive on there. So I did my leaf coming down this way to the corner. I did this gold guy who's not going to work with my stamp and seal. So I'm just going to get a little liquid glue and just put some dots on there. Whoa, big giant dot came out. We're using the tip to kind of, whoa, blend it around a little bit. There we go. And we did this one going up, like that. And then we're just going to put the flower right there. Okay, and that matches my paper. And now we're going to grab some dimensionals. And I put these on with dimensionals. I might need the little dimensionals for this guy. Hi, Emma. Yes, we are very sunny today here in Northern California. Oh, could you send some sun over to the East Coast, please? Because it's cloudy and been cloudy, and I think it's going to be cloudy all weekend. And this is my weekend off, so we are actually doing family Easter this weekend. So I'm having all the kids over for brunch on Sunday after my Facebook Live. I will be live Sunday morning, and then, yeah, the kids are all coming over for brunch. We're doing our Easter egg hunt with the girls. And that's what happens when you work in healthcare. I have a daughter a daughter-in-law who's a nurse, so she totally gets it. So we kind of just go with the flow. I'm also supposed to do the pots at the church, the urns that are out in front of the church. I was just talking to Mariah. Mariah's been hired to make sure that they always look nice for each season. And we bought some hellebores and some daffodils and stuff to put in them. But it's been so cold. I bought some pansies, and I had the pansies out on my front porch here, and I had to bring them in because it was just so cold. It was crazy. They were all wimped over, but I got thinking about it. They've been grown in a greenhouse. So even though they're cold hardy, pansies have a tendency of being, and daffodils, when they're grown in a greenhouse, that's not the case. So, hi, Miss Candy. All right, so these are called the Tinsel Gems 4-pack dots. These are on the last chance list for $6.40. So if you're looking for a good deal on some embellishments, this is the way to go. I'm using the bigger ones here in the blueberry bushel, and I'm putting them on my banner that I did across the front of my card. But there's my card. And like I said, really quick, easy little fun fold that highlights both sides of your DSP. So here was my sample that I was copying. And there's the one I just made. And on this one, I carried over the gingham on the inside. I kind of like that. I think that looks kind of cool. On this one, I did the other side. So there's card number 1. So I'm going to put that right over there for right now. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. Now, how would you guys like to see a little something new that's coming out? So I did do a little pre-order, nothing too exciting, nothing too crazy. But I did like this one suite that came in, that is on a pre-order right now for us as demonstrators, and it's called Cheers and Sips. And I love this. First of all, I love the fruit. I like how it does the cocktails, but I think they're more like signature cocktails now because we have the rosemary and a little bit of the lavender. So, you can make lavender lemonade. And so I just got thinking of all things fun and summer. And I was like, okay, that will be a good one for me to get. So I did get this one. Now, I did take the paper apart so that you could see the paper. And I just love the paper. Bright. And the other thing that I'm kind of showing you is some of the new in colors, because this has some of the new in colors in it. This particular paper has, Tiger something it's called. Timid Tiger. Maybe that's what it is. It's kind of like a lighter orange, which I really like a lot. There we have it there. Fun. I mean, you're going to really love these because they're so bright and just, But look at this one. You've got your rosemary and the cherries and the strawberries. And this has that watercolor look to it, which is really kind of cool. So I like that one a lot. And then you just have this black, but this black has a pattern, which is really kind of fun. And it is black. It's not the Blackberry Bliss. It's black. Look at these fun cocktails. And look how they did the ice cubes. I love that. And I haven't done that yet, but I was thinking afterwards, the one I did today, that would be really fun to emboss inside the glass with white or with clear, and you'll get the ice cube effect, which is really kind of cute. Now we have this one. And I think the reason I went to this was too because Blackberry Bliss is in here, and you know me and Blackberry Bliss. So these are some fun cutouts. This page you can cut out your cocktails and then stamp, like I said, do your ice cubes or whatever in there. You can cut these out with the dies that come with the thing, and then we have that one. Now this is a new in color, and Candy, help me out. What's this one called? I haven't really done much with the new in colors and stuff, but when I saw this paper and I read the colors, I realized that there was some in colors in this, some of the new ones. Okay, look at that with the lavender and maybe like a little bit of yeah, all the different cocktails that you can make, and then just a fun stripe pattern on the other side, and then this one that has all of our little cocktails. And then this fun one on the other side. And for those of you guys that have been a demonstrator for a while, recognize this. This is Strawberry Slush. And that was in color that we had that is returning. So how fun is that? So let me look at the back of this because then I can see. So we have Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Cloud Cover. That's that blue. It's called Cloud Cover. It's kind of like a blue-gray. Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lime Twist. Of course, Lemon Lime Twist is in there. Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, Secret Sea. That's another new in color. Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. I was right with the Timid Tiger. So let's make a card with my fun fold using this fun suite. So what I did was I took some scrap white paper, and I took a blending brush and some of the daffodil, and I just blended on there to get my soft color. All right, and then I cut out my glass. So we're doing lemonade, and I did another lemon. That's where the lemons came from, was out of there. But let's grab our colors. Now these are really fun. These come with this suite too, and these are called holographic resin dots. And they are stunning to see in person. They are just crazy sparkly. So let's grab this. We need it to be 1 1/4 scored here. Bring that over, bring our scoring blade down and up, and then we're going to fold that over. We're going to go ahead on this one, and we're going to put our white one in. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And this just makes this part easier for you when you're mounting all the rest of your stuff, if you mount this inside piece first. So I'm using, I had some Strawberry Slush left over from when we had it before. And then we're using this cocktail one, so we're going to put that in there. We have this piece for the outside. Let's go ahead and put that on the outside. Put this right here on the outside. Now I did another piece of this for the inside over here, another inch piece. And then I did my polka dotted across the bottom like that. So I really decorated my inside. So let's go ahead and we'll just put that on there so I don't have all these little pieces floating around here. This paper just made me think, signature cocktails. Wouldn't it be fun to have a cocktail and card night? Sounds fun to me. All right, now we're going to go ahead. Remember what I said. We're going to come down 1/8 of an inch, go all the way down, and stop at 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. On this side, you can follow with your white cardstock that you've put on the inside, so you know. Whoops, I came down a little bit low on that one too. If you do come down a little bit too far, just take your finger and roll that back up, okay? We're gonna lay this right on top of the white piece so we know it lines up. Bring this guy over and then just varnish. Great invitation for a party. Yeah, I'm liking my cocktails and cards. As soon as we get some warm weather, maybe we'll do that out on my front porch. Wouldn't that be fun? Now, I grabbed the Cheers, and I did that in Berry Burst. And I'm gonna come over to this side, and I'm gonna do Cheers. And then Blackberry Bliss. And I grabbed the Let's Celebrate. And it helps if I have it right side up. And I just put that right underneath the Cheers. Now I grab the Strawberry, and I have Berry Burst. And I'm going to color that with my Stampin' Right marker. And you're going to want to use the side of the brush tip. We're going to do Old Olive. Okay, and I stamped one of those down here. And we're going to ink that up again. And we're going to do one up here. Just like that. Now we are done stamping on this, so we can go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. And we're going to put that right in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to take our glass of lemonade that we've already gone ahead and cut out. We're going to put dimensionals on that, but what I did on my other lemon was we're going to cut him into the center. And we're going to put that over our glass like that, so it looks like it's on the edge of the glass, okay? And then we're just going to take a dimensional and come right in here and hook that on the back. And then we'll put a couple more dimensionals down through. And we're going to put that right over here. And there you have it. So we have Cheers, Let's Celebrate. And isn't that fun? I think it's fun. I think this whole suite is fun. So be watching for this. I believe it is an online suite that is coming out in the beginning of May, right about the same time that they're releasing that new catalog. So lots of fun stuff coming. Get your wish list ready. But while you're keeping your wish lists intact, don't forget right now to be checking out that last chance list, because there is a lot of fun stuff on there. So I'm going to put those under there. We're going to get rid of this stuff out of my way. All right, who wants to see another one? We got a couple more here. So this one I decided to grab some stuff that I think is going to be leaving us. Two of the things that I know are going to be leaving us are going to be the stamp sets from this suite. This is the Country Flowers and Country Birdhouse suite that's in the annual catalog. Both of these stamp sets are on the last chance list. Yeah, hey, good. All right, Vicki. Great minds think alike. So, anyway, these two sets are on the last chance list. This one is still $20. This one is $19.20. The whole suite is on the last chance list. However, the paper is not on the last chance list. So the reason that that the whole suite is on the last chance list is it's the last time you'll be able to buy it together as a suite. So you might still be able to buy the paper. And again, some of these things might carry over to, they might carry over to, I have to stop and think. They might carry over to be online exclusives. Like they won't be in the catalog anymore, but they might be online. So those are just some things to keep in mind. So first thing I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stamp my Hello Friend. And for anybody that's looking for some fun tomorrow, Vicky, who's on as Little Sunflower Studio, she has a card class tomorrow. So if that's something that you're interested in, follow her on Facebook. She's doing all kinds of fun, crafty classes. Unfortunately, every single time she has a class, I have not been able to attend because I have previous engagement. This weekend, I can't get anything more into this weekend. I don't even know how I'm going to get everything accomplished that I need to get accomplished because it's my weekend off. And you know how it goes when you work weekends. On your weekends off, you have a tendency of overscheduling, and that's what I have pretty much done this weekend. Plus, we're doing our Easter this weekend, so as a family. All right, so you have your 5.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. You've scored this over, okay? And then you're going to do that center or the inside first, because that's going to give you kind of like a little guide to where you're going to put everything else. Okay. We're going to put that in here. I have my piece of DSP, and I have my other piece that I'm going to put inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put this inside. And I'm going to do it just like that. Now this piece is going to go on the outside, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we're going to, oops, put that right like that. I'm going to try, Sandy. I have, like I said, I have to do the pots at the church before Palm Sunday. What am I doing? I have so much going on. I did RSVP to the team meeting tomorrow, but I told Linda it depends on where I'm at. Because I have to work tonight, I will be running on low charge tomorrow, because I have to sleep at some point a little bit. I have to take a little nap or else I can't focus and get things done that I need to get done. So life's just crazy here. All right, so now you're going to line up this piece of DSP over top of your white or your lighter color, whichever you decided to put in there, and then just braying this over, okay? And isn't that fun? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that right in the middle. I kept repeating using this shape just because I liked it, but the last card that I'm going to do, you're going to see I'm going to do a different shape in the center. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this right in the center, just like that. Yeah, you pretty much, you can get 2 cards out of the 1 sheet of cardstock. You're right, Vicky. Yeah. So by 5.5 by 5.5, you can get 2 cards out of the 1 sheet of cardstock, which Vicky is saying it's a great way to save on cardstock, because those of you guys I have told in the new catalog, cardstock's going up. So, like everything else in the world, right? What else is new, right? Nothing is staying the same price anymore. All right, so now I've gone ahead. So I've kind of used both of these. I used the sentiment from the Country Birdhouse, the Hello Friend, and I've used the dies and stuff from the Country Flowers. Both of these will be staying in my collection. I have liked both of these a real lot. I love the birdhouse. I love that you can build the birdhouse. So I'll be keeping these. All right, so I've cut out this big thing of greenery here, and I'm going to put that up here on top of my milk can that I went and cut out. I stamped the milk can in basic gray on the smoky slate and then cut it out, and I've gone ahead and adhered that. Then I adhered then I cut out these flowers are in Berry Burst, and this bunch of flowers cuts out together. The rest of them in there cut out separately. So these are in Bubble Bath, and I love the Bubble Bath and the Berry Burst together. I just think they're really pretty. So I need some mini glue dots because I did mini glue dots on the back of these. Now when these flowers cut out, they cut out and they emboss, which is really kind of cool too. Lots of detail. Lots of detail since, you know, for those of us that have been a demonstrator for a really long time, the detail is amazing to me sometimes. All right, so what I did was I'm going to do the big flower right there, and then it comes up and around. Okay, now I have these extra little leaves. These cut out. This is another little separate leaf thing here. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the backs of those. And one of all three of these are going to get dimensionals on the back of them too. So the reason I say about the die cutting is that there is a front and a back. So when you're putting your dimensionals on, make sure you're putting them on the back, because there definitely is a front and a back to the flowers. All right, so I did, what is the shape from? It's from the Nestled Essential Dies. All right, and then I did this down here, like that. I did a leaf kind of coming down, like that. And then this other leaf kind of coming over here, all right? Then I did this little pink flower down here. And I did the other little one over here, and then the big pink one in the center, just like that. Okay, fun. Now I grabbed those ones that are on the last chance, those tinsel gems that are on the last chance list, and I'm going to use the pink, which I believe is Berry Burst, and come here, little feller. And we're going to put one in the center of him. Another little one in the center of this guy. And then a big one in the center of the big flower. Okay? And there's that one. So you can just keep going and going and going. You hear what I'm saying with this stamp set. So, I mean, with this fun fold. Like I said, use stuff that you already have. You know, this is, like I said, I like this fun fold a lot because it shows both sides of the DSP. Oh, and on that one, we didn't really even show you. But on the inside, we have this very muted thing here, which is really cool. So, thanks, Vicky. Never got one, but it's sure handy. Yeah, you know what I like about it, Candy? That die. And I believe this die is staying. I don't think these are going on the last chance list. Mine are kind of messy here. But you have this shape, and so you have the layers of this shape, this one. Mine get kind of candy wampus because of, and then this. But what I really liked is this shape, the like banners. So, and you get 4 of those. So it's a fun die to have. That looks a little better. Then you can see the different shapes that you get in that die set. This one definitely needs a full magnet sheet in there, which at some point I will give it a full magnet sheet instead of just the strips of the magnet. All right, last one. Last one, folks. Let me show you. This one's going to be really quick and easy. But this one is using... We're going to use some bees. Meant to Be stamp set, the dies, the Meant to Be dies. And I love the hexagon. That's the whole reason I bought this, was because I wanted that hexagon shape. So let's bring in, let me bring in all my pieces and parts here. All right, so we got that 5.5 by 5.5 square. We're gonna bring that over to 1 1/4 inches. We're going to get our cutter out of the way, score that nicely, fold that over, grab our inside color. I used white on most of mine, but like I said, if you could have used Lemon Lolly on the inside of this, which would have looked really cool because you'd have the lighter and the darker yellow. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to mount that right in the center so you have that 1/8 of an inch all the way around. We've got our DSP here, so let's go ahead and put this strip on the outside. And it's got the honeybee shape, or the honeycomb shape, honeybee. Listen to me. Honeycomb shape on the outside. I get a couple of little jars. We've got the little strip of paper. And do I want to do the honeycombs on the inside? I think I will do the honeycombs on the inside. Oh, no, I'm going to do the bee. Put that right in there. Okay. Now, when we're mounting this, here's the trick. So you're going to do that little bit of strip over here on this side, leaving 1/8 of an inch at the top, 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. Same thing over here on the outside of our flap. All right, line this up, lay this right on top of there, bring our fold over, and then burnish. And that's going to keep you right on top of your inside, and it's going to make it really easy. Now, I said I loved those hexagons. Look what's really cool about the hexagons. It cuts out the inside and the outside so you can do 2 different colors. So I'm going to grab my black ink here, and we're going to ink up Cute as a Bee. And we're going to stamp Cute as a Bee right in the middle of our hexagon. We're going to go ahead and mount that. I'll put that right in the center. Now we're going to take that black frame. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, but this is another thing that when you come in, if you want to, you can make this a sticker, and that might make things a little easier for you with the sticker sheets. How much do you, when you do your cards, Vicki, do you cut everything out for everybody? Because if you do, that's a lot of work. I totally get it. All right, and then you're just going to put that around there, and then we're going to make sure it sticks all the way. And look at that, isn't that cute? All right, and then I grabbed, because I love this bee and the honeycomb that is in the Spring is in the Air dies. And I'm not sure if these are still available, but these went with last month's Paper Pumpkin. So we have a new Paper Pumpkin that just dropped. It's called Mountain Majesties. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think that's going to be a gorgeous one. It's a Father Day and masculine, so we always like those. Oh, and it all goes in their envelope. Well, good for, wow, that's a lot of work. I totally get it. That is a lot of work. Okay, and then we have add-ons that go with this month's Paper Pumpkin, which I thought I had here somewhere. Oh, yeah, right there. So these went with the April, May, and the June Paper Pumpkins. So the May is that fun label shape. So what I'm using is, these were the ones that came with the Oh, January, February, March. Yeah, January, February, March. We had the heart, we've got the chives, and then we had the bees. And I am trying to figure out how to store these. If anybody has any good storage suggestions, I want to store the dies with the stamp sets. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that so that I have them all together in one spot. So I did the little bee down there. I'm going to do the little honeycomb. Mr. Rooster's awake. I should say Mr. Roosters. I have 2 roosters. And they get going. They like to outdo each other. And we're going to put the little black honeycomb on the inside. All right. Then I grabbed the paper that has the little jars of honey. And one rooster. I have one rooster that I'm pretty sure was not supposed to be a rooster. He came in a he came with chicks that were supposed to be all what they call, I think, straight run, so there was not supposed to be any roosters. And he's the rooster that you can hear in the background now that sounds like he's got a sore throat. So, he's very pretty. He's a little snotty. He's not Mr. Friendly Pants. My husband doesn't really like him. My husband feeds the chickens and gets very upset because he likes to get up on the roost and come flying down at you when you open up the pen. But I'm very happy with my girls. They are laying eggs every day. So they're earning their weight in gold right now with the price of eggs. But they're happy girls. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to use up this sheet. We're going to start cutting apart this one. So we'll put one in there and one in there. I'm using up all these odd sheets of dimensionals. Don't throw anything away. I store the dies that fit in the stamp set in the same stamp case, adhered on the inside cover with tear and tape. The dies that are larger I keep separately. Oh, good idea, Candy. Thank you. And then we're going to put the little jar of honey down here. So the big jar of honey up there and the little jar of honey down there. And then I thought this could use a little bling. So you guys know me. I love these adhesive back sparkle gems. They are black, silver, and gold. We're going to use some of these little black ones. Because who doesn't like a little sparkle? Whoops. Where'd he go? There he is. Helps if you use the right side of your take your pick tool, Joel. I always seem to go to the pick side and not the side that has the gummy thing. I don't know why, but I always do. So there's the last one. So let's bring them all out. If you guys are looking for a new catalog and you're a customer of mine, please drop me a note. Let me know that you want a new catalog. I know not everybody likes to shop online. So people like to have the catalog in hand. So if that's something that you need, just let me know. Okay. And let's put all of our cards out here. Let's bring you back. Whoops, that's the same one. Let's put this one over here. Whoops, I bent the little guy. All right. Let's just burnish these so that they'll hopefully lay a little flatter here. And there you have it. Fun, quick, easy layout that highlights both sides of your DSP. So that's what I got for you this afternoon. Hopefully you guys all had a good time. Thank you all so much for stopping in and all your ideas and your I love to have the conversations going back. They are not listed. Okay, so maybe they're not available anymore. And now that Paper Pumpkin is all on the Stampin' Up! Website, you can go there and see. Sometimes they have refill kits. Sometimes they have the dies left over, all that fun stuff. So that's something that you can do when you're checking out that last chance products list. You can also check out, go to the Paper Pumpkin page and check out all the stuff on the Paper Pumpkin page. New kits have dropped, so check out the new kits that have dropped. And as always, new online stuff, and then there will be more new online stuff coming. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff coming in that new catalog. It's just going to be, May's going to be crazy. You're going to just go crazy when you see all the new stuff. And it's going to hopefully inspire you to just be making more and more cards. And I'm hoping that you're all sending them as well. So, you put a washi tape in the spine of the case as an indication that there are also dies inside. Okay, thanks, Candy. Boy, you're very organized. So, and yep, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see everybody tomorrow if I make the meeting. We have a team meeting tomorrow. That's another thing. If you guys join my team, you would be also part of the Hoppy to Be Stampers team. So if that's something you're interested in, as always, drop me a line. More information about everything is always on my website. There's my link. Screenshot it if you need to. And I'm going to let you go because I need to go take a shower and get ready to go to that 40-hour-a-week job that, oh boy. I love my job. I shouldn't say that. I do love my job. I love what I do. But I would much rather be doing this for 40 hours a week. Wouldn't that be fun? So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Hopefully this card has inspired you. Like I said, it's a fun way to use both sides of your DSP. It makes some beautiful cards. And yeah, so as always, thank you for watching. And hopefully we'll all be stamping together real soon. Have a great rest of your afternoon and a great weekend. Thanks.